Hi, I'm Bryant, tutoring high school chemistry. Today's topic is the layout of the periodic table. While you might already know how to read the periodic table, there are a few trends in it that aren't quite written on, and even some of the ones that are written on won't appear in black and white versions, like the ones you'll receive on a standardized test, or even on some of the tests in class. So let's get those down. First off, there are three main types of elements on the table: metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. You can tell where they are by locating this black line. Metals are on this side of the line, and nonmetals are on this one. Metalloids are all the elements that are touching the line, with the exception of aluminum. That's a metal. The periodic table is organized into rows and columns. The rows across are called periods. Your teacher will want you to know this. And the columns are called groups, or sometimes families. These are numbered in several different ways. One way is the 1 to 18 numbering system. There are 18 columns on the periodic table. In this one, just focus on the upper number, 1, 2, 3, 4, and every column gets its own number. Then there's the 1 to 8 numbering method. In this one, look over here. Under the top number, there's a number with an A next to it. Focus only on those. 1, 2, skip these, going on to 3 over here, and all the way up to 8. This block in the middle is known as the transition metal block, and sometimes it's not included. The last numbering system is the 1 to 7 and then 0. It's the exact same as 1 to 8, omitting this block, but instead of calling this last one group 8, it's called group 0. Your teacher will tell you what numbering system you use, though it'll be pretty obvious once you get your periodic table. Now let's discuss some of the important groups and families. Noble gases, that's this last group over here, group 8 or sometimes group 0. The special property this group has is that all of its elements are highly unreactive. It'll be very rare to see any of these in a compound with anything else. Next to it are the halogens, group 7. These elements, however, are highly reactive. You'll often find these in compounds. Similar in reactivity, on the other side of the periodic table, is group 1. These are called the alkali metals, just as reactive as group 7 halogens. Last, the alkali-earth metals, group 2. Not quite as reactive as the alkali metals, but still very strongly reactive. The last thing on the periodic table I want to talk about are diatomic elements. Whereas you'll see most elements by themselves, like lithium, you'll just write out Li. Diatomic elements always occur in pairs. Like oxygen, you will always write as O2 when it's by itself. How do you memorize this? Well, there are 7 of them. Hydrogen, and you could just draw 7 starting from N to F and then down to iodine. Or the mnemonic Brinkelhoff. This contains the chemical symbol of every single one of them. Br, bromine, I, iodine, N, nitrogen, Cl, chlorine, H, hydrogen, O, oxygen, and F, fluorine. And that's all there is to it. To recap, metals on this side of the line, nonmetals on this one. Metalloids are touching, with the exception of aluminum. The periodic table is organized into periods, which are the rows, and groups or families, they're the same thing, which are the columns. You have one of 3 numbering systems, 1 to 18, 1 to 8, or 1 to 7, and then 0. But your periodic table will probably have one, if not most of those numberings. The groups you need to remember: noble gases, group 8 or 0, non-reactive; halogens, group 7, highly reactive; alkali metals, group 1, just as reactive as the halogens; and last, alkali-earth metals, not quite as reactive as alkali metals, but still highly so. And also, remember diatomic elements. Brinkelhoff, or draw 7 and add in hydrogen. That's all for now. Again, I'm Bryant. See you next time.